Good morning, dear. It was a lovely walk out here. I haven't seen this old farm in a long time. It looks even better than I remember. Here, I bought you a little something. It's a gift from one gardener to another.
Received a garden pot.
These pots are really handy. You can use them to grow crops of any season indoors. They also look nice outside, but out here they can only house in-season crops. If you need more, they're really easy to make too. Here, I've got an old magazine clipping with instructions.
Learned how to craft a garden pot.
Well, I better go. George gets grumpy if he doesn't have his oatmeal on time. You have a great day, honey.
Thank you very much for that, Evelyn. Hello, everyone. Artemu, the Violet Wizard here. And today we're continuing Stardew Valley. Hopefully this will be the second to last stream of this series, as we are very, very close to the end of this season. So last time we did quite a bit. I'm just trying to remember. We managed to finish up all the stuff we could do at the night market. We got the greenhouse finally up and running. And what else we do? We managed to add a new animal to the farm, being a pig. So, yeah, we got a lot done in the last session, and hopefully we're able to continue that string of good progress. Starting off, we have a new Queen of Sauce message here. It is I, the Queen of Sauce. This week's dish, pumpkin pie. In my house, it's a tradition to eat pumpkin pie during the Feast of the Winter Star. The season just isn't complete without that wonderful flavor you can only achieve with the finest farm-fresh pumpkins. A little nutmeg, cinnamon, and clove will sweep you off to a land of crimson and gold. I do love me some pumpkin pie. Just such a delicious treat. So this recipe here, so we're going to need to buy some sugar at the store, so we'll definitely get on that. Let's go into this garden pot that we now have and are now able to make. It's pretty inexpensive, all things considered. Just need clay, stone, and refined quartz, which could be made from quartz in the mines or from recycling certain garbage items. Yeah, the garden pot is definitely interesting. It allows you to grow any crop indoors, no matter the season. However, if you put it outside, you're only able to grow a seasonal crop. So, obviously, it's best to have inside the house. As for the thing that I am going to be growing in this pot, as we will be using it very soon, there is one thing in particular that I am planning to grow with that. We'll focus on that a bit later. The specimen you delivered offered great insight into the machinations of the fell beings we call monsters. I formulated a pungent tincture that these beings find intoxicating. Use it with caution. M. Rasmodius, Wizard. So by doing a quest for Rasmodius, we're able to get a recipe for Monster Musk. Spray this on to draw more monsters out of hiding. So that's interesting. Definitely be useful if you're looking to obtain certain resources from trying to spawn a lot of monsters. Dear Hayden was conducting a field study the other day, and I found this specimen. Hope you find it as interesting as I did. So Demetrius gave us a rainbow shell. That's nice. Hayden, how are you doing? Hope the winter hasn't been too hard on you. Anyway, I'm going to ask you for some hardwood. I need about 10 pieces if you got it. If not, no worries. Take care. Just got a mission from Robin. Just got to bring her 10 pieces of hardwood. That should be very easy for us to do, because we definitely gathered a lot of wood over the course of our adventures here in Stardew Valley. Don't really need the rainbow shell for anything right now, but who knows. Alright, so we need to gather some hardwood. We have some readily available to us. As a fresher, you can easily obtain the hardwood from the stumps that you can chop down in the forest. It's very easy for us to handle. It's got some caviar here, so definitely want to sell that and put you in there. So yeah, I'm expecting this to be a very casual stream as we are going into near the end of this year. Still got a lot of stuff we need to take care of, and with some of my goals I have planned, yeah, we can definitely afford one of the things that we are going to be doing here, and depending on if we're able to make a little bit more money, I'm thinking we could try to get some other things. But yeah, that's going to be pretty interesting, just depending on how much we're able to make. Because what I want to do is see if we can upgrade a few more of our tools and get them to the gold level, so that we'll be all prepared for when we eventually start Year 2. As I said before, Year 2 is going to be a very interesting part in this series. We'll be taking a hiatus from this game for quite a while so I can focus on some other things. But yeah, I'm definitely excited for when we can eventually start the second year in Stardew Valley, because a lot of things will be opening up to us. And we are going to be so much closer to getting into some of the content that was added in some of the later updates that I'm really excited to talk about and just show off, because there is just so much good stuff, and I've actually been experiencing a lot of it in some of my other Stardew files, and just trying to get some more progress in those ones has been pretty good. So I haven't been playing too much Stardew lately because I've been focused on some other things, but I'll definitely want to see if I could do a little bit more. Yeah, especially if I'm going to be taking a hiatus from Stardew streams, then I definitely try to make a little more progress in some of my others, just so I'll be more prepared for when we jump into Year 2 in this series. Because it's definitely been very fun to get to experience this game again, and especially being able to share all of my experiences that I've had, and being able to use all the things I've learned all throughout my various games that I played in order to try to present like the best possible series I could have on this game. So I feel like we've done a lot of good with that. And these guys still need Omni Geodes before we can level that up anymore. We don't have any of those, so we'll have to go looking. See if we can find any. Okay, so save that for a bit later. Let's go talk to Robin very soon. Let's check on our animals right quick. Very happy that we now have the deluxe barn and coop, so we don't have to worry about putting out hay for our animals. Look at this, we got 2 iridium rank eggs. Those are going to make some really good mayonnaise for us. And over here, our animals are all doing pretty good. So we're going to need a few more days for our pig to grow up, sadly. But it should only be a few more days. Man, I still need to get a heater for this, but it's okay. It's especially good with the amount of animals we currently have in here. There is one more thing we can get in the barn in this season, and luckily we have enough money to take care of that. So why don't we go down to Marnie's, and that'll be the first thing we take care of on this day. Then we can try to see if we can get this mission for Robin done. Alright, this should be open to us right now. Hello there, Marnie. What I want to purchase is a sheep. Adults can be shorn for wool. Sheep who form a close bond with their owners can grow wool faster. A pair of shears is required to harvest the wool. Lives in the barn. This thing costs 8,000 G, so it is definitely one of the more expensive animals you can purchase on the farm, alongside the rabbit. But these ones will definitely be helpful, because they will produce wool for you much faster than rabbits, and can definitely be helpful to you. Let's go ahead and make this purchase. And of course, we'll be setting our little sheep over here. Now, I'm kind of thinking that, like, the obvious name for this sheep should be cotton, as that is a type of plant. But I'm thinking we'll name you Dandelion. Because, you know, when dandelions get all seedy, they turn white and fluffy, so I figure that's a cute name for you. Great, I'll send little Dandelion to her new home right away. This definitely took a huge chunk out of our money there, but it is definitely going to be a worthwhile investment, as we'll be able to get a lot of wool and a lot of cloth this way. Let's go pay a little visit to our new sheep. They start off really small, of course, so it's going to be a few days before Dandelion fully grows. But in the meantime, we can focus on some other stuff. Let's get this newspaper recycled. Then we'll start selling this. Okay, where did my thing go? So put that in there by accident. Okay, let's go check on Robin, as we need to make this delivery to her, and we can also see if there's anything else in town we can take care of. So I don't think we're going to have any major jobs to do on the bulletin board in this season for the rest of this month. Yeah, we had Evelyn's birthday. Leia's is coming up very soon, so I'll want to hold on to some goat cheese for her. I'm running low on walleye. If someone could bring me one, it would be much appreciated. Alright, so we got a fishing request for Sandy. So I don't think there's anything left we need to do on this bulletin board. Yeah, because we got done the prismatic jelly mission very recently. Yeah, I was kind of thinking of a different reward we got from doing the prismatic jelly mission. But yeah, that is the mission you do to get the monster musk. There was another one I was thinking that you'd do with the wizard, but I think that's related to a different thing, so we're just not going to dwell on that for the time being. In terms of some other stuff relating to our adventures here in winter, let's make this delivery first. Oh, you brought it. I know I can always count on you, Hayden. This wood is perfect. It's exactly what I need. Thanks. With that mission done, we made a little bit of money back. I want to go talk to you because I want to show off what we can paint right now. Because now that our coop and barn are fully upgraded, we're actually able to change their colors. It's kind of weird that they don't allow you to do this until much later, but, you know. So there's certain colors that I'm thinking that I want to go for, especially with my general theming and with my branding. I don't know, though. Red on the purple looks really good. And for the trim, how about a nice... I don't know, what color are we looking for on the trim? That looks pretty good, actually. Make it a bit lighter. So yeah, that looks very nice. And we'll go for a barn. Let's do the roof purple as well. Make you a bit deeper. And for the trim... Okay, I'm really liking that. So yeah, but it's nice being able to just fully customize the look of everything here. So we can't do our house just yet because it's not fully upgraded, so we're going to have to wait a while to do that. Let's change up the stable as well, just so that it matches the overall theme we have going here. Yeah, I am quite liking this. Alright. So I don't think we're able to change the colors of the greenhouse. No, it's pretty much just the same as it always is. Yep, we changed up those. Gonna have to wait a while to get our house upgraded. It's definitely gonna need a lot of money for this and a lot of hardwood. But we really don't need to get that upgrade until later, because there's no real use for upgrading the house until you get married. So, we're not going to do that. What I am going to do now is see if we can get this walleye for Sandy. If I remember correctly, the walleye is a fish you catch at night. So, we might have to wait a while before we do that. Alright, let's go into the bathhouse right quick and replenish our energy. Hey, Linus. So there's something I wanted to talk about relating to our progress here in the winter that I feel like would be very necessary to talk about. So one of the things we need to complete the community center is the truffle, which we are able to obtain from our pig once it's fully grown. The thing about that is that pigs can only gather truffles outside of the barn. And since animals don't go outside of the barn when it's winter, you're not going to be able to find any truffles at this time. So all you have to do is just kind of wait for the season to turn back. Because of that, I could recommend not buying a pig until late winter, just so when it's fully grown, you should have started spring back up. Just with the amount of the progress that you probably have done up to this point, you would probably get the pig around this point, so yeah, I'd recommend a little bit later before making that purchase. You could definitely save some money that could be spent on something that would be more readily useful, like getting some tool upgrades. Okay, now that we got that taken care of, how about we head down this way and see if we can catch ourselves a walleye. I know this is definitely one of the rare fish, I believe. Yep, it is a nocturnal fish. And I know those ones were required in order to fill up the community center. So it's nice we were able to take care of that. Yeah, we can fish around here. It's also pretty close to the farm, so we can fish pretty late tonight until we get this one. We still have our cork bobber. So we're not really going to need that right now unless we get a request for a very, very difficult fish. Which, depending on the current locations open to us, there are some things we could try to get. Especially some of the exclusive fish down in the mine. But for the time being, I just want to focus on getting this mission done for Sandy. And given how late into this day it is, we're probably not going to get a chance to talk to Sandy until tomorrow, but that's fine. Still got plenty of time for this. And while we're getting this mission done, something I wanted to say is that I started up this stream a bit earlier than usual. 2 hours early, in fact. And that's mainly because I wanted to have some time for myself later on in the evening, as I've been playing a certain game again, and I've been having a good deal of fun with that. Oh, this one is definitely fighting. So what are you? Probably you're either a walleye or a lingcod. Here, you. Yep, that's a lingcod. We'll probably still get the walleye somewhere around here. But yeah, in terms of some stuff I've been doing, I've been playing some more Animal Crossing New Horizons, and just been like, casually playing around on the island and then adjusting a few things. Haven't really made any big changes to my island since 2021, where I definitely made some big adjustments to the overall landscape and moved around a lot of villager houses. Kind of think of doing that again with one of my other villagers, but we'll have to see. But yeah, I'm actually pretty happy that I've been playing some more Stardew this week, because one of the things I was able to do, so there is a shop on the island that allows you to purchase artwork in order to fill up the museum in New Horizons. But, of course, you're dealing with a shady businessman who will sometimes try to pawn off, um, they'll try to pawn off fake art pieces that look very similar to the real deals, but have just very faint details off about them in order to trick you into thinking they're the real deal. No, but in one of the more recent updates in New Horizons, they gave you the ability to access this certain character's shop at any time, so you have a higher chance of getting the artwork you need from them throughout the year. And I was quite lucky this week, because when he rotated his art selection, he had two legit pieces of art available to me this week, which definitely was very, very good for me. So I already went and purchased both pieces of artwork, so our museum collection is definitely going to see an improvement here. I'm also very grateful because last week one of my villagers gifted me a legit piece of art, and so that has been very good at the amount of progress we need to make for the museum, because the artwork is the only exhibit we haven't completed yet. I was able to get done the sea creature exhibit earlier this month, and I just need to finish up the artwork. Oh, that was a perch. I almost thought that was the walleye for a second. At this point, I might try fishing in a different area, because we're not having that much luck with the walleye. I was pretty certain you could catch it here in the river, but I haven't seen it at all. We've got an ornamental fan. Definitely want to take that to Gunfer. It's getting pretty late into this day, and I definitely want to try to catch this fish before tomorrow, so yeah, let's head over here near the forest and try to catch it over here by the lake. But yeah, Animal Crossing has been going pretty well so far. So another thing I was doing earlier, so I believe I was watching someone else's stream while I was focusing on some other things, and during that time I started up my Pokemon Gold again in order to work on this challenge I was doing. So just a refresher, I'm going through the game and I randomly select which 6 Pokemon that I can use on my team in between each badge, in order to definitely liven things up and have me experiment with different Pokemon teams all throughout the game. And it's been an interesting challenge, I'll tell you what. Like, I am up to what's going to be the final gym, at least in the main story, in Gold, and yeah, this team I've been working with has been pretty interesting. I managed to roll my starter, and it was really great to get to use my Totodile again at this point in the game and get them leveled up to their final form. And I definitely saw the return of some other Pokemon that I was using previously, and at least one other new phase. There is one other thing that I could potentially catch, but unfortunately, I can only get in a swarm encounter, so the chances of me actually landing that one are pretty low. Speaking of things that are pretty low, I'm probably not going to catch this walleye. Starting to remember, I think that was... Wow, Midnight Carp. I was not actually trying to go for that one. Starting to think I might not get this walleye, because starting to think that this might be a fish that can only appear when it's raining, and it doesn't rain in winter unless you use a certain item. So it seems like we're not going to be able to complete this mission. At least we still caught a lot of good fish, and that will help give us enough money for the things we are going to be doing soon. Alright, we'll try one more, and then we'll just call it a night. Alright, caught another midnight carp. This would be good to make some recipes, provided we had the right ingredients. Oh, that's right. I just reminded myself we need to purchase sugar, so I want to take care of that. Right, so there's the goat cheese we need to give to Leia for her birthday. Let's go ahead and save that. Got some torch and some wine. Alright, what things do we have here that could be... There's nothing really turned into wine here, so... I gotta fix this sign here. There we go. Alright, the rest of this can go in the... Yep, we can sell the rest of this, and we'll keep the fan for later. God, it's already midnight. Yikes. Let's go ahead and sell all the fish. And we don't need our wine for anything, so go ahead and do that. We already got midnight carp. The crystal fruit we'll keep. And we'll get this turned into the good stuff. I've got another keg, so... Let's see if we can make a cup of coffee for us. We'll have one of those ready in the morning. Alright, that was a very productive first day. Oh boy, look at all that money. So yeah, we're definitely going to be able to afford a new tool upgrade. So thinking about what we're going to be needing for the next season, we're probably going to upgrade our hoe. Expect a few inches of snow tomorrow. And let's see our next living off the land. Ever see free little brown stems poking up out of the ground? They're hard to spot sometimes, but if you dig on that spot, you'll always find something. Don't ask me how it works. Yeah, I believe it's explicitly worms that are poking out of the ground there. Oh, we got our harvest ready. So I was actually expecting this a lot later in the... Expecting this a little bit later, but we got it now. Oh, this is gonna get our skills up so good. Oh boy. Can't wait to see all the money we're making here. So let's store our coffee in there for now. And we'll sell this caviar. And it's time for the big harvest we have been setting up all winter. We got so many winter crops. I'll probably think about doing something similar to this as we progress in our other seasons, especially when it comes to winter, because, oh boy, look at all this. We're gonna make so much flippin' money from this. All of our hard work is gonna pay off. So I believe I planted over 200 seeds in order to get all this done. So yeah, we're definitely gonna make a bitchin' amount of money. Pardon my swearing, but it's perfectly fine. I don't really consider myself that much of a PG streamer. I mean, I do tend to keep my language a little bit in the PG range, but sometimes I go a bit more extreme depending on the circumstances. Oh boy, this is so good. This is so flippin' good. Making so much money today. So all the money from the fish we caught is gonna be nothing compared to this. I may save a few winter roots for recipes, but the rest of this, we're just gonna sell. You could save a few crystal fruit to turn into wine, but we're probably not gonna really need to do that. Especially when the next season starts, and we'll definitely have enough time to get started on our other things. Yeah, once we start getting our fruit trees growing again, we are gonna have a lot of opportunity to do this. Yeah, look at that! So all of our hard work over the course of the winter is really gonna pay off here. I couldn't be happier. Oh, look at that! Our eggplant in the greenhouse has finally fully grown. So now we have an endless supply of eggplant on the farm, which is very nice, as that is an ingredient needed to make survival burgers, which is definitely something that can be helpful to you. Gives you a lot of energy and can help with foraging. Those guys still need the geodes. Let's take this gold crystal fruit and turn that into wine. And we'll make some preserves with that one. Alright, let's store a few winter roots. Wow, we already have, like, so much. We'll keep 20 of those. And then we'll sell the rest. This eggplant can go along with the rest. Oh boy, that was good. So yeah, we're not going to have enough time to do Sandy's mission, unfortunately, but that's okay. Ah, man, that was so good. Oh, we're going to make so much money by the end of this day. Definitely a good investment. Alright, so how are you all doing? So I believe being nice to your animals and petting them and getting your relationship up with them will make it so that you have a higher chance of them dropping the good items that you need. So it's definitely good to keep that in mind. Be nice to your animals and they will give you everything you need. Let's see if we can make another mayonnaise machine. I believe we need an earth crystal for that. Yeah, but at this point, we have free egg-laying animals, so having all those mayonnaise machines definitely going to be good. Let's grab some gold bars, as we're going to need these for what we are handling today. And let's check on you guys. Alright, 2 of you are still babies, but hopefully we should be seeing you fully grow very soon. And I'm surprised by how much milk we've been getting from our goat lately. I know those things are supposed to give you milk like every other day, but it's been supplying us with milk like every day so far. Probably because we have such a good relationship with our goats. Definitely not because of any of the skills we currently have. Yep, next thing we want to do is grab all this stuff and head on over to town. It's probably going to be one of the last times we use our hoe for a few days. Got Leia's birthday tomorrow, and thankfully we have the goat cheese we can give her. Oh, we got another mission on this bulletin board. There's a lot of trash in the water. Why don't we fish some out to make the valley more beautiful? Some of these missions here. Both of these could be good. Based on how easy it would be to do one of these, I'm thinking we'll take the juicy bug mission. Looking for a big wad of bug guts. The juicier the better. At least that's what the crabs seem to like. 100 pieces should do the trick. So we need to go gather as much bug meat as we can and take it to Willy. So obviously, any bug meat that you have in storage will not count. You have to have it dropped from enemies in order for it to count for this mission. Alright, so first off, let's stop by our pal Clint, and let's get our hoe upgraded. I'll get started as soon as I can. Should be ready in a couple days. So that'll be good, because getting our hoe ready for the next spring will definitely be making farming easier for us. Will definitely free up a lot of new plots of land for us. Let's donate this fan to the museum. Alright, we got nothing new from that, but that's okay. Alright, so from our new mission here, gotta gather a lot of bug guts, which means it's time to head down into the mines. There is another area in this game that can be really good for gathering the bug guts you need, but unfortunately we don't have access to that area yet. It's not going to become available to us until much later on in the game, so we'll just have to head down into the mines. Of course, the best place for gathering bug guts is in the earlier levels here. So this dirty area near the top of the mines is where you want to go for. Especially the areas that have lots of grubs, as those guys drop a lot of bug guts for you. They usually spawn in groups, making it really easy to get this mission done. So yeah, the rest of this day we're going to be spending a lot of time here in the mines. Got a secret note there. So what does this say? Oh, so we got a little hint about something. Something very interesting. A lot of directions about going a certain way. Just want to remember that for later. Hey, Duggies. So I forget, is there anything we need to get from killing Duggies? I know that there is, like, one last... I know there's a couple of the monster killing missions we need to do, but I forget if we need to hunt Duggies by this point. Alright, that area is really not the best for this. Let's head to floor 20. So I know this area, yeah, you tend to find a lot of grubs here. These are the floors where you definitely want to go after enemies. In fact, this is another mission I could actually recommend using the Monster Musk, as that will spawn a lot of enemies for you to kill, thus making it easier to get all of the item drops you need. So I haven't actually used the Monster Musk, so I don't know if it's an item you use once and then it will work on any floor you go on, or if it has to be used only on one floor. I don't know, it's a little... I haven't worked out the basics of how this item is used. I might have to look that up later. It's also a good point to gather up some resources we're going to need for the next season. So one of the things I was thinking I could do was to update the pathways on the farm, just to make things look a little nicer and neater as we progress into the next season. Because obviously having a very... what am I trying to say here? Having a good functional farm is good, but also having a nice-looking farm definitely adds a lot of personality to our world. So that's something I definitely want to focus on. It's got another secret note here. What does this say? It's a note of Maru's. Parts still needed for my greatest invention yet. Gold bar, iridium bar, battery pack, diamond, strawberries. I don't know why she needs the strawberries, but that is your hint to Maru's favorite items. Of course, she has a few other favorites, like cauliflower, that it doesn't tell you about, but gives you a nice hint about some of the things you can give her. in order to improve your relationship with her. So yeah, Maru I definitely feel is one of the easiest characters that you can level up your relationship with if you are looking to romance this character. She definitely has a lot of items that are pretty common to go after, so you can get that mission done really easily. Ooh, I found some aquamarine down here. So I don't usually see that particular gem spawn on this level, so it's definitely a nice find. Speaking about nice finds, when I was playing one of my other farms a couple days ago, I actually managed to encounter one of the rarest minerals in the game. And boy, we'll have a lot to say about that when we finally encounter it. But yeah, I was just casually exploring one of the new areas in the game that was added in one of the updates, and I just happened to kill a certain enemy in that area, and it dropped one of the rarest items in the game. So I was very grateful for that. It's definitely a very nice find, and was able to use that to obtain one of the best weapons in the game. Let's definitely talk more about that as we go forward in the series. It's got another picture here. So it looks like a younger Marnie, and you can see little Babby Jazz, it seems. Actually, I don't know for sure if that's supposed to be Marnie, or if that's... or if it could be Marnie's niece, who is Jazz's mother. But we'll see about that later. It's written in Leia's handwriting. My idea of a perfect dinner would be salad, goat cheese, truffle, and wine. For dessert, I need a poppy seed muffin. Yum. Someone gave me one of those things, I'd melt. So yeah, we got a hint on Leia's favorite items. She likes a lot of food items, specifically things that can be obtained on the farm. So definitely want to remember all that for later. What I still need to remember is to pick up the sugar for the pumpkin pie. Like, why am I being so forgetful about this? Oy vey. So while we're down here in the mines, something else I could discuss. So one of the big things I have been doing lately this week is I have been starting to play Genshin Impact again. So it's definitely been a while since the last time I played the game. I'm actually thinking that the last time I booted up the game was in 2020, so yeah, it's been a while. At least on the looks of things in my from my profile. But yeah, I've been starting playing that again. Definitely an interesting game, all things considered. So Genshin is quite the interesting game, because it is a free-to-play game, so you don't need to spend money or invest any money at all into the game. Which I'm honestly quite surprised by, just because of the overall quality of the game. Like, it's really well made, and the fact that you can just download it for free is just very shocking to me. But yeah, it's one of those games where it has a lot of purchases you can make in the game in order to acquire resources that make it so much easier to progress in the game. So it's obviously one of those games meant to try to get as much money out of you as it can. But you don't really need to invest money in it at all. And just from my overall experiences, I haven't put any money down into the game, and I've still been able to have a pretty good time, all things considered. Like, there's one area I was going through, and I was having a kind of a tricky time dealing with all of the enemies there, but that's mainly because my team was, like, very underleveled. Like, this area, on average, the enemies are in the mid-30s, and I was going in there with a party of characters in their early to mid-20s, so Obviously, I'm going to have a hard time there, so I should definitely try to level up my characters a bit more before I do more missions in that area. And it's actually because I've been playing that game again that I wanted to do this stream a bit earlier than my usual streams. Just so I'll have more time to play the game later. Dang it, I need to kill that bug. Oh well. So now we got some time for it. Let's check this note. Stardrop Saloon Special Orders. Mayor Lewis, Autumn's Bounty. Double order of high-fiber bread on the side. Marnie, pumpkin pie. Extra whipped cream. Yummy. Demetrius, bean hot pot. Make it spicy. Caroline, fish taco. She wants triple the sauce. Better throw in a few extra napkins. So there we got some information on some other villagers' favorite items. Definitely very helpful. Oh, this could be nice. It's got the fog here, which means a lot of bugs are gonna spawn. Oh, man, I was hoping that dwarf scroll we picked up was for an item we haven't obtained yet, because I still need one of these dwarf scrolls in order to unlock something. So got another hint here. Want to remember that for a bit later. Yeah, given how much progress we've been making here with our current mission, we should definitely get this bug meat mission done in the next few days. So we're already like a third of the way done the mission. Oh, that's good. Very grateful for the amount of bugs we've had spawn. Okay, it's getting late this day, so let's head back to the farm. Yep, another very productive day. Just got a lot of good stuff. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and save these gems because we really don't need to... We don't need to sell them considering the really big harvest that we just had. I guess we can sell one of our aquamarines and a few of our earth crystals. We'll go ahead and save the rest. Yeah, that was a very productive day. Wow. And we got some geodes. Sadly, we can't crack those open until a bit later because we currently have our buddy Clint working on our new hoe upgrade. So we'll save that for a bit later. Let's go ahead and sell this as well. Alright, so we already made really good progress on this bug meat mission. And we should be able to finish it up very soon. Plus all those secret notes we got, we could see if we could figure those out very soon. So that was an interesting noise that just happened. So now we got level 9 foraging, allowing us to make a rain totem and a cookout kit. So definitely want to go into that. Oh boy, look at all the money we made. So by just growing a lot of winter crops and then making them into seeds over the course of the month, we were able to accumulate a huge amount of money. That is definitely... Oh wow, that is so much money. More money than we have made on any day of these streams. That's just amazing. Like, wow. An explosion was heard in the night. So that is a random event that can happen in this game. I don't know exactly when it can happen, but yeah, there is something that has happened now. So why don't we go see what that was? It's going to be clear and sunny. Okay. Alright, so when you hear that a noise in the transition between days, and you hear that when you get the message that there was an explosion heard in the night, you want to check around the farm. So I want to check our crops over here right quick. They're making good progress. Alright, we want to look around the farm. Usually in the areas that you can't normally get through. We still have a lot of freaking debris over here we need to clear out. Let's go looking around here and see what we can find. Oh, there it is. So there is a big meteor that crashes down on the farm. And by breaking that open, you can get a few stone and geodes and iridium ore. So yeah, you have a very, very random chance of having a meteor land on the farm, and it gives you some good resources. So definitely appreciate that iridium, because we can make this into some iridium bars. So definitely be good to make as much iridium as we can going forward. And let's make some more gold, because we're going to need that very soon. So yeah, that was definitely a very good thing that happened. Getting that meteor to crash down on the farm was definitely good for us. Got some really good resources that way. And animals are still a little... It should be fine. Just give us some more of our milk, please. Alright, that takes care of everything we need on the farm right now. Let's go ahead into town and pick up that sugar we need for the pie, because I've definitely been neglecting that. And then once we go take care of that recipe, thinking about the stuff we can do now, especially because of we have all this money. We can focus on that a little later. Alright, it's Leia's birthday now, so we'll definitely want to take care of that. Let's go pay her a visit once we grab the stuff we need. Let's buy a couple sugar, and they'll buy a few more of these cooking items. Don't really need anything else here for now. Alright, once we go take care of all that, how about we go see about the various secret notes we've been collecting, and see if we can solve those puzzles, because there's quite a few things that open up to us from those secret notes. And in order to access the stuff in the secret notes, you explicitly need to have found the secret note in order to access that content. So, no doing that ahead of time. Alright, made herself some pumpkin pie, giving us another completed recipe. That's very good. It's not going to be able to do anything else until much later. It's nice we have this recipe. It is quite a simple one, actually. But as we got from one of our secret notes, pumpkin pie is one of Marnie's favorite items. So you can definitely give that to her if you have the time. Alright, so let's go pay a visit to the birthday girl, Leia. So this will be a good way to boost our relationship with her, because we haven't really interacted with Leia a lot compared to some of the other villagers. Probably because she lives out by the forest, we tend to not really go that way unless there is a specific thing I want to take care of. So that could be why we haven't interacted a lot with her. But yeah, besides her living there, she tends to go to a few different areas. and I don't really know her schedule too well. So I'm thinking this might be our too hard event with her.
Oh, hi, Hayden. Come in, come in.
I'm just working on this sculpture here.
Come here, watch this.
Sure thing.
See that? I'm revealing the essence of the wood.
Once you get past the outer layers, the true nature starts to flow. It's the same with people.
What? Oh yeah, that's absolutely right. I first visited this valley as a little girl while on vacation with my parents. I knew I had to come back someday. This place has great artistic potential.
Although I have to admit, it's not easy to pay the bills as an artist. Man, you're right about that. Why don't you have an art show in town?
Interesting. I guess that could set the wheels in motion to making Pelican Town a true art destination.
But what if no one likes my sculptures? I'd be crushed. I'll have to think about it.
Well, thanks for stopping by, Hayden.
I do relate a lot to Leia, since we're both artists, so I definitely feel a lot for her in a lot of her various struggles. Let's go give her the birthday present.
You remember my birthday! Thank you, this is great!
So with that, we boosted our relationship up with her by quite a bit. We're now at 4 hearts.
An art show for the whole village. That's a bold idea, Hayden.
So now that we got this relation with her, let's see if we can get something else here.
Kel, how many times do I have to tell you I don't want to come back to the city? Stop calling me. I don't want to hear from you anymore. Hayden! So, I guess you heard me yelling on the phone? That was my ex. I guess I better tell you a little about it. We had an apartment together back in the city. I did odd jobs during the day and spent all night working on art projects. We barely made enough to scrape by. He was always nagging me to go back to school and study business or medicine, something with a lot of money in it. I guess the idea was to save up for a normal life. You know, a house in the suburbs, kids, PTA meetings, that sort of thing. I wasn't ready for that kind of life, Hayden. I had to leave, so I came here to pursue my dream of being an artist.
Was that selfish of me, Hayden?
Yeah, but it's natural to care about yourself first. Maybe you're right. Humans are selfish creatures. I don't know. I probably shouldn't dwell on it. We all have to make hard choices from time to time. Anyway, I've been thinking a little more about that art show idea you had. I'm working on some new sculptures to display at the show. I'm nervous, but the thought of getting my work out there is pretty exciting. I'm just glad you're on board with making Stardew Valley a premier art destination, Hayden.
So yeah, a lot of interesting story beats with Leia there. I definitely feel she gets a lot of interesting events happening along her storyline. Definitely one of the more interesting characters in this game, I will say. Alright, so how about take a look at those secret notes? Alright, we got the community center one. Mermaid show I know I attempted, but just kind of didn't really work out that well. Did we get that secret note? I'm pretty sure we did. Alright, so one of the secret notes here. I saw that big circle there. When did you note it? There's a big circle here in town. Let's see here. We're gonna go left, down, left, up, left. Just want to go down here, then left, up, and left. So now that we're here, let's go up, left, down, right, up. Hope I'm getting this right now. Up. Alright, so we're gonna go left, up, right, up, left. Oh yeah, I think we are getting this right. I'm starting to remember this path now. So now that we're here, then we go right, up, and left. Hey kid, I need a lucky break. Why don't you bring me a rabbit's foot? I'll make it worth your while. Come back when you got a rabbit's foot on you, kid. So yeah, we got a little mission here. We gotta go deliver rabbit's foot to that truck driver outside of Joja Mart. Obviously, we're not going to be able to do that until much later, as we do not currently have a rabbit's foot to give. But good things come to those who wait, and we're going to have to wait to get this. In the meantime, how about we go head to the desert, as there is a mission that we're able to do with the... there's another secret note that gave us a mission to do in the desert. And we already got a crocus ready to give to Sandy when we're in there, which is nice. It's been a little while since we've been to the desert. We could try to see if there's anything for us around here to gather. So the first thing I want to do is give Sandy her present here. Then what I want to do is purchase some seeds from Sandy. Specifically, I want to buy cactus seeds. Can only be grown indoors. Takes 12 days to mature, then produces fruit every 3 days. If it wasn't obvious, this is the crop that I wanted to grow with the garden pot that we got from Evelyn. It's one of the few plants we can grow specifically indoors, so that is where we want to do that. I think you might be able to also grow them inside the... if you put them in the greenhouse, you might be able to grow them, but this is pretty much the best way to do it, is to put them inside your house. And now that we have the garden pots, we can do that. Alright, so now that secret note told us to go to a sandy area with a bench. It's obviously referring to this area. We're not going to be able to do this until we get the hoe. Alright, so we're going to have to come back here later. It's going to have to wait a day for that. But that's fine. We can gather up some more bug meat in the mines for the time being. So I guess the first thing we should take care of before we do any of that is to take care of this cactus. Among some of the other stuff we got. Alright, we got a diamond from the crystallarium. So that's nice. And all this seems ready. Alright, we got some more artisan goods to sell. And then we have our metal. Yeah, that's good. Let's make a few more gold. So we're gonna need these for crafting. Let's go ahead and sell these artisan goods. We'll store the snail away for later, because these are still going to be good for recipes very soon. Alright, let's go ahead and plant our cactus. It's going to take a couple days for that to grow. As long as you water it, it should be fully grown in a couple days. Alright, still got a lot of energy, so we'll definitely have plenty of time to take care of this next mission. So we're going to head back to the mines. And let's see what we're able to gather. Let's go to floor 25. Sure. Should have probably seen if we could make that monster musk, but it's okay. Wow, that was lucky. First stone gave us the stairs. Okay, we're still getting a good supply of that bug meat here. We're doing very good. Also, we need to come here anyway to gather the copper ore for Clint, so it all works out very good. So while we're down here, I was saying again that I was doing an early stream so I could play some more Genshin. And kind of think of it, it's been a very stable stream at this time frame compared to some of my other streams, so I don't know, we may be streaming a bit earlier in the day going forward, especially with some of the things that I've been meaning to play. And who knows, it might be a bit better for traffic on this channel, given that a lot of people I follow tend to stream a lot later in the day, so just a nice time frame where I'd be able to do things and not have to deal with competition from some other streamers. It kind of feels dirty to refer to other streamers as competition, really, considering I do this more casually, and other people are making a job out of their streaming, but I don't know. Still an interesting mindset to have. And I'm really not focused on turning this into a career, obviously. Seriously, a lot of people can just go on for like such a long amount of time on their streams. I really could not manage like doing anything more than 4 hours. Okay, Krabby, could you get up there? Thank you. Yeah, we're doing really good on the bug meat. We'll get this mission done really quickly. Who knows, we might even get it done before the end of winter. With that said, so we only have a couple more days left in this season. I'm kind of thinking about how things are going to go in the next session. And how much I want to get done in this one before we get started on what's going to be the last session of this series. At least when it comes to year 1 content. Yeah, we'll definitely be going into that a bit later. Given how much time we're already into this stream, we could probably do either 1 or 2 more days. Especially because I think one of the days coming up is going to be a holiday, so we can just easily knock that out. You know what? I'm thinking we'll probably start the next session with that holiday, so we'll have to stop things on the 24th. But that's okay. Be a nice way to end things off of this series. It's good. We got our gathering mission complete, so we'll be able to finish that up very soon. So let's check that one. Oh, I remember this secret note. So it's asking us to check a bush at a certain time in the night. You can see there we have to stay up until 12:40. Yeah, 12:40 in order to do this. So I guess we're going to be staying up pretty late for this one. And oh boy, if you have not seen this part of the game, you probably don't know what this is going to entail, but this is quite the interesting event, let's just say. It's especially interesting if you've been picking up on a lot of clues all throughout the game regarding a certain relationship. And I'm gonna leave it at that, as I don't want to ruin the surprise. So I definitely want to be active for a while in this day. But yeah, hoping things go good in the final stream session that we're going to be doing. It's going to be a little while before we do the last Stardew Year 1 stream, because I have a very busy work period coming up. We're going to be working 5 days in a row after today, and yeah, it's going to be very exhausting, and I'm not going to have some time to myself to stream until much later on. But I will hopefully be getting things in Stardew wrapped up by next week, and hopefully we'll be able to move on to some new content, which I'm very excited for. I need to set things up. Oh, look at all the grubs. Give me your meat. Give me your meat. So that was honestly kind of pathetic. It's getting a lot of rice shoots from these guys as well. So we could plant those in the greenhouse, but since it's already very close to spring, I don't think we should do that. Okay, it is almost midnight, so I think we should leave now. Already got some good progress in our bug mission. And yeah, so we gotta wait until 12 in order to take care of this. Hey there, Clint. I got all the ore you wanted. So that made us some more good money. Obviously not as much as the money made from all those seeds. So according to the secret note, we need to investigate the second bush here from the bridge. We gotta wait until 12:40. Just want to wait a little while longer. And what were they doing in that bush? Yeah, the first time I saw that, oh boy. I mean, this game has definitely been building up the relationship between Marnie and Lewis all throughout the story, but damn. And that was an event that was added to the game like so much later, too, so man. Oh, definitely something. And we are almost out of time here and very close to passing out, so let's get this wrapped up here. Put all this away. Then we'll head inside. It's everything we need to take care of. Go to bed, go to bed, go to bed. So, yep, that was a productive day. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it to your imagination what Marnie and Lewis were doing. It's gonna be clear and sunny tomorrow. Perfect weather for the Feast of the Winter Star. The event will take place in Pelican Town starting between 9 o'clock a.m. and 2 o'clock p.m. Don't be late. See, I'm probably going to save the Feast of the Winter Star for the next session, because I feel like starting off the last session of year 1 with the holiday is a good way to kick things off. It'll be a good way to start the finale. So, this will be our last day of this session.
Hello there, dear. Hope your farm's doing well. Sending you a little something from my kitchen. I hope it didn't crumble in the mail, Evelyn.
Thank you, Evelyn, for the cake. Dear Hayden, tomorrow's the Feast of the Winter Star. Did you get a gift for your secret friend Alex? The feast starts at 9 a.m. in the town square. See you then, Mayor Lewis. So unfortunately, Alex is very difficult to shop for, because he only likes 2 things, and they are very difficult to get. Especially at this point in the game. If we had some leftover kale, we'd definitely be able to do this, but we don't, so we can't. But hopefully, I will probably plan things out on what I'm going to give him, but I have a good idea on what we can give to our boy Alex. Because, of course, the character who is the hardest to shop for happens to be the character we get for the Feast of the Winter Star. Oh, our cranberries are fully grown now, so we can harvest these. That's very good, because cranberries are definitely worth a lot of good money. Alright, so we have an endless supply of cranberries on the farm now. Let's go check in on our animals. Oh, there it is! The rabbit's foot! It is a rare item that can be dropped from the rabbits instead of wool. That's the main reason why you want to have rabbits on the farm. Obviously, these items can be sold for a lot more than what you would get from the wool that you get from these guys, but this is also an item we need to complete the community center. So we'll go ahead and bring that over. Alright, you don't have any milk right now. You don't have any milk. That's bull. I know that sheep's milk is a thing. If you're a mammal, then you lactate. Alright, so gonna have to wait till we get another rabbit's foot to do that one mission for the truck. But it shouldn't be too much longer before we can do that. And in terms of what else we can do, we'll get this done very soon. It's probably be like the thing that we focus on in this session. Besides getting our hoe back, actually kind of think of it, if we're getting our hoe back, we have plenty of money for it, so how about we go bring some more gold over to Clint and get another tool upgraded. So don't really need to worry too much about our watering can for the time being, so how about we get our watering can upgraded so that we can have this? I mean, the only thing we need to water right now is the cactus, and we don't have to worry too much about that. And having our watering can upgraded before the beginning of the next spring will definitely be helpful to us. Hey there, Clinty. Give me your gold hoe. Thank you. And then we're going to upgrade the watering can. Oh, that is good. Just having another gold tool. We should have our next gold tool very soon. So yeah, having the golden hoe, as we can show here, this covers a much wider range than the steel hoe, as we can now dig up a plot of land in a 3x3 grid. Can be pretty helpful. Alright, but now that we got the rabbit's foot, let us take it to the bulletin board. So that goes in the Enchanter's bundle. So now that we completed that, we get 5 gold bars. Okay. So the last things we need for the community center are the truffle and the red cabbage. Both are items that we're not going to be able to obtain until the end of winter when things start off in the new year. So we're going to have to wait a while before we can complete the community center. But we are slowly working our way up to having it completed, and ooh boy, things are gonna be good for us when we get that done. But now that we have our hoe, there is something I want to take care of by going to the desert. So before we go there, just want to check our presents. Yeah, we can still give Sandy another gift, so we can take care of that when we're going to the desert. Let's go ahead and grab another crocus for you. Let's sell all of our artisan goods that are ready. All right. It's going to be heading back to the desert to finally complete this one secret note we got before. So what we want to do for this secret note mission is we want to go over here where that bench is. I'm going to check a few of these here. Alright, there's a palm fossil. We already have that. Yeah, somewhere around this area, we can dig up a strange doll. So that's another treasure we can give to Gunfer. And we'll definitely want to take care of that very soon. There you go, Sandy. We could purchase a few other seeds from her right now, but kind of going to save that until we get started with the next... when we get started in the new year, as there are some things we can do once that is... basically just want to cover all of that stuff when we get started in the new season, once those are all prepared for that. And when we have a more appropriate time to cover all that content. Let's head back into town here. And we'll want to pop by Gunfer's in order to deliver that. Then we'll be heading back down into the mines. Hey there, Gunfer, old boy. Alright, so we don't get any reward from that. At some point, we should be getting something that could help. So here, just want to check the quarry, see if there's anything we could grab. So it looks like the only thing here is copper. Wait, I see that jade. I see some jade. There we go. Alright, so got some more jade crystals that we can give. Still need to find that scroll before we can start doing something. It's something I definitely want to handle, because it could be very beneficial to us if we get all the Dwarven Scrolls. Alright, so I want to check some of the enemies we still need to kill. Oh, we just need to kill 2 more Duggies in order to get their mission done. And we need to hunt some more skeletons, some more Void Spirits. Gotta kill a lot of slime, but they're one of the more common enemies, so we'll be able to handle that. Gotta kill some more rock crabs, obviously. And serpents. Those would be the monsters that appear inside the Skull Cavern. So yeah, we gotta kill a lot of serpents. And which is all for the best, because those enemies suck. They are really, really mean, so yeah, we'll definitely want to take out as many as we can. But let's head down into the mines once more to get this mission done. Hey, buddy. Just want to harvest your juicy meat. It's kind of weird. I don't really think too much about eating bugs, but I know, like, most of them tend to be rich in protein, and they can be... And, I don't know, I know a lot of cultures it tends to be a lot more acceptable to eat insects, but for me, just being a boring vanilla Canadian boy, it's not really something I think about too much. As I remember, at one point, this store in town where you could buy, like, candied scorpions and crickets. As I don't believe that shop is open in my old town anymore. But yeah, that was something you could get. I can't even begin to imagine what that would be like to eat. Ooh, cave carrots. So definitely gonna need those to make some recipes. I'm very grateful we got that. Are there any Dougies here? How about we dig up some dirt here? I was hoping there'd be something we could find in there, but no. Alright, things are definitely winding down. I'm kind of running out of things to talk about here, but that's okay. We are very close to being wrapped up on this day, as well as our second to last session in our Year 1 Stardew series. So, obviously, things would get a bit more dry as we progress onward, but it's okay. So in terms of some other things I've been seeing lately, I've been watching some friends of mine who have been streaming some games lately, and one of them has been streaming some Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. And I've been really enjoying their streams, because they've been playing in quite a bit. I mean, they've only really started the game, and she's been getting a lot of good progress in so far, and it's been making me feel like I needed to get started on playing that game again, because definitely at an interesting point in the story of where I am at, and I definitely want to try to complete as many of the Digimon evolution lines as I can, as there's still a lot of content for me to go through in that game. And I believe this version of the game I actually have also contains another story to it, so that'll definitely be interesting to go through. At some point, I am planning to eventually cover Digimon Cyber Sleuth on stream, especially with how things have been pretty stable here, so I could definitely see it happening. It's definitely a very long game and has a lot of dialogue to it, so obviously it would take... It'd be a little exhausting to go through, but I think it would be very fun. Greetings, Hayden. Have you found my secret in the dark tunnel? I look forward to meeting you. So that was a message from Key. That is another hint for you to search for Key inside of the... Well, to get started on Key's mission by going to the dark tunnel. I had already received a notification about the tunnel before, so that was when I decided to get started on that mission. And we're able to cover it pretty nicely. I mean, in order to continue the mission... Okay, yeah. We had the ladder here. We should have gone down there instead of just digging all throughout that cavern. We're still making good progress on this mission. We should be pretty close to getting it done. Yeah, I want to wait a little while before continuing the mission that Key gave us, because we're going to need to grow beets in order to continue the mission, and thinking we could save that for a little while later. We have the greenhouse now, so we could definitely get started on growing beets whenever, but I want to save that for a little while longer. But yeah, as I was saying before, I definitely have plans to eventually stream Digimon Cyber Sleuth, but probably not this year, as I have other priorities I want to take care of. but it is definitely on my wish list, and I definitely like to cover it, as Digimon is a series that has been part of my life for a very long time, and I'd be really excited to get to share my experiences with the series as we are playing for the game, and talk about my thoughts about certain Digimon and things. Yeah, it should definitely be a fun series. I definitely think it'd be really good to cover. Do we have anything we can eat to replenish our energy? Sadly, we're gonna have to eat these cave carrots. But it's getting pretty late into this day, so we're probably gonna be wrapping things up very soon. So sadly, we don't have enough bug meat to complete this mission right now. But we were still able to get a lot of good progress in. I should be wrapping things up very soon. And then we'll be able to get started on the finale of this series. Once we finally have a day off from work, which is going to be a while. But yeah. Hopefully, we'll get all that taken care of. This mission is almost done, and we're very close to finally finishing up things in Stardew Valley, at least for this year. It's been an interesting series, all things considered, and feeling a little... I don't know, I feel kind of weird about how the series is almost over. But I'll definitely be relieved when it is, because I got some other priorities to work on. Alright, some more stuff we can sell before the end of this. Alright, let's go ahead and store as many of these as we can. Alright, Cave Carrot want to take inside. Omni Geode. We can store here. We're going to need a few more of those for the Sturgeon. And then we can sell the rest of these. Alright, so that was a very productive session, all things considered. Let's go ahead and store that carrot, and then we should be done. Very good. Nice. Ending off the session with a pretty solid harvest there. Also, I like how you can see Santa Claus just flying in the sky there. So that always happens at the end of day 24. And with that, we covered pretty much everything I want to do in this session. Next time on Stardew Valley, we celebrate the Festival of the Winter Star in order to kick off the final stream of our Stardew Valley Year 1 series. Until next time, have a good night and take care.